so Ben, come out here. We're going to put me in this really strong position, right? So I'm kind of here. And I don't have to be in the strongest position if I'm an instructor. I could do it from a weaker position. Depends on the reel. If your skill level to your partners is just a bit more or close, take the strong position. He's going to put his hands on wherever he wants, below neck, above waist. And he's going to be in the strong Uchi himself. And what I want you to find, Ben, is he's going to push, and we probably need to come through me, pushing so that he's pushed towards the ground there. So right now he's pushing to my lower back. Keep pushing to get to the ground, all the way to the ground, right? And then if you can't get there, or you find a place where I'm not, before that, push that. That's correct. So now he's pushing to here, which is where I stop. My goal is going to be to have my line of force all the way to the floor, soft, good structure. And when he pushes in there, I want to dissolve his inward push so that essentially he can't even get to the ground, and yet I am open enough that he gets all the way, that he could get all the way through the ground and still not have me. So it's a little bit to do. So when he's coming through here, we're going to show you this side of it. He's trying to get to the ground. I'm trying to stay relaxed and yet no tension, good structure, so that he could get all the way to the ground. And he's trying to feel where my line of force that I'm using to maintain that position, because I'm not using a line of force to push him right now, but there is a line of force to keep the shape, to keep connected to him instead of being pushed on me once, instead of being that. Right? So I'm here, and he's pushing in there, and what he's trying to do is find out where that shape is so he can either manipulate it and push me without moving himself off, or to go all the way to the ground, find a place where where I'm not, in other words, if I'm initiating from here, once he gets that, he'll start to feel, hey, wait a minute, when I'm going to the ground now, it's starting to collapse. That's when you push. So do that. So push straight through now. Push like straight, yeah, that way. Okay, so now I'm going to adjust it downward, come to the same spot, and push again. And it pushed him off. So the first time I was here, now I've moved it so that I'm initiating from my knees. Right? And so it moved him off when he tried to push from my waist, and I was through that far. So he goes in there, starts pushing to the ground again, feels that bottom, he got to my knees, there I went. I'm now going to do it from, and I'm just doing this, like I'm picking up a heavy box, but with relaxation, because it's heavy enough that I've got to really use some musculature to do it, but it's not like, it's not that. And so I'm this way to the floor, and now he's going to have to, and then try to push me anywhere because through my line of force. And so he started to push like through here, and he found out, uh-oh, it was going to move him off. He could tell as he was pushing, it was pushing him off me instead of it moving me. So now, if he feels that I'm all the way to the floor, here, I'll get there. Okay. His next step is he's going to have to try to cap it. He's going to have to try to find somewhere that he can cause my line of force to break or to be overextended so that he can take it in that direction. And he's learning to feel where my lines of force in my body are and how they're connected, and anywhere that there's extra tension or gaps. He's learning to feel all that by doing that. I'm learning how to make my lines very, very connected, strong, and soft at the same time. Internally, I might add. Externally too, but internally. So he's got a piece there, but yep, so then push out, push out, push out. So he was able to extend my line a little bit, and then he was able to move it. So my goal there would be, as he's doing that, would be to how to keep it and to adjust, and the adjustments are all inside while keeping everything else right to make it so that, because if he gets me off there and then he pushes that, I'm going to move, you know, if he's pushing here and here. And so I'm trying to keep it that way so that like if I'm in the position where I was showing moving, he pushes me, ta-da, I move. I get it in there correctly. It'll move him if he puts real force to that. And so as he's moving me there, put that on me once. So from here, if I'm just straight in there, but then I make the adjustment, Now if I push across, it's going to move it. What he's going to want to do is to make an adjustment himself so that he keeps that strong, and the adjustments are all small inside and little bitty outside stuff to keep that good. And if I catch him in an off place, it'll toss him. I didn't have to really push to that too awful much. Now when I'm doing this, I am paying attention to the inside of his body, and if I find he really came off somewhere, too much of something that was just really screaming obvious, where if I touch it, it'll go, I'll give him enough so that it's obvious to him that, oh, okay, I got to keep myself right while I'm finding what's wrong with you. So he started to catch one there, and the way I compensated for it was I dropped this one and I lifted him while dropping me. And then he compensated back in. Now if you see this wobble I'm making him do right there, I can tell that there's part of him that's going for that and part of him that's not. Where that stops happening, which is stopping about right there, that's where his line of force inside in. So if I just push below that a little bit, off he goes. All I did was go like that, nothing more. So if you want to check, do that. If they don't move to their feet, wherever they're not moving, push that thing, and off they go. So watch if he tries to wobble me around like that. Or none of me will move because I'm inside really placed well. And so he tries to move me like that. When he does, it moved him because of where his structure was. When I see it move him because his structure's off like that, again, I issue to that. I don't have to issue like, normally. You can just go there, and that'll be enough. Now, if you go there and go there, if they're smart, that becomes, oh, you got me. Well, not exactly. I did this. Oh, you got me. Look, I'm maintaining everything I've got. So he's diving in there, and I'm going, goodbye. Perfectly acceptable, by the way. Well, if you have it, don't overdo it and use it to screw with the person, because you're always working on learning first. Once you get this going to a certain point, you can really jack it up for fighting and everything else that you might want to do with it. But in the beginning, for a long, long, long time, focus on the learning. Get better, get the understanding, get the knowledge, get the ability to actually work with it. Get faster and faster and faster at putting your hand on somebody, or when somebody's putting their hand on you, of knowing exactly where they are and where they're not, and where their line of force is and where it's not, and push with that one, and where it starts from and where it doesn't, and where they've got inappropriate tension, or where their line's a little bit overextended. Right? Come again with that, because I was working on one you last time I was there. So you get the idea, and you want to just, and then this is the way, the practices that we're showing you, that's how to get there. Okay.